Did you know that the sun, which provides light and life to our planet, can also pose some serious health risks? Yes, that's right. The very star at the center of our solar system, the sun, is a double-edged sword. Its radiant energy allows life to flourish on Earth, its warmth nurtures us, and let's not forget it's the reason we get to enjoy those clear, bright days outdoors. But there's another side to this celestial body. The sun emits ultraviolet radiation, better known as UV rays. While these rays are invisible to the naked eye, their impact is not. These rays can be harmful, even dangerous. Overexposure to UV rays can lead to various health issues, including skin damage and even cancer. So the sun isn't as harmless as it seems, is it? Let's delve deeper into this. To comprehend the dangers of sun exposure, we first need to understand what UV rays are. UV or ultraviolet rays are a type of radiation that are emitted by the sun. While they're invisible to the naked eye, their impact on our skin is anything but unseen. There are three types of UV rays: UVA, UVB, and UVC. Each of these has a different wavelength, and consequently a different effect on our skin. UVA rays have the longest wavelength, and while they might not cause sunburn, they do penetrate deep into the skin, causing premature aging and wrinkling. Then we have UVB rays. These have a medium wavelength and are primarily responsible for sunburn. But their damage doesn't stop there. UVB rays are also the main culprit behind most skin cancers. They can directly damage the DNA in our skin cells, leading to mutations that can result in cancer. UVC rays, with the shortest wavelength, would be the most harmful of all. But, fortunately for us, the Earth's ozone layer absorbs UVC rays entirely, preventing them from reaching the surface and causing harm. Now you might be wondering how these UV rays are produced. Well, every time the sun emits light, it also emits UV rays. And while our atmosphere does a decent job of filtering out a significant portion of these harmful rays, a lot still manage to reach us, especially during peak sun hours. It's also worth noting that UV levels can vary greatly depending on the time of year, your location, and even the weather conditions. For instance, UV levels are usually highest around noon, during the summer months, and in equatorial regions. But don't be fooled by a cloudy day. Even under overcast skies, up to 80% of UV rays can still penetrate through and reach your skin. So, there you have it. UV rays are invisible, yet potentially harmful rays from the sun that can cause everything from premature aging to skin cancer. Now that we've understood what UV rays are, let's discuss their effects on our skin. So, what exactly does prolonged sun exposure do to our skin? Well, let's start with the short-term effects. Most of us have experienced the red, painful inflammation known as sunburn. This happens when the skin has been exposed to more ultraviolet UV radiation than it can handle. It's your body's way of telling you that you've overdone it, and it's time to seek some shade. Now let's move on to the long-term effects, which are a bit more serious. First up, skin cancer. It's a sobering fact that prolonged exposure to the sun's harmful UV rays can lead to various types of skin cancer, including the most dangerous kind, melanoma. Next, we have premature aging. The sun can fast-forward the aging process of your skin, resulting in wrinkles, leathery skin, and age spots way before their time. It's ironic considering many of us soak up the sun to maintain a youthful golden glow. Another long-term effect of sun exposure is eye damage. UV radiation can harm different parts of the eye, leading to conditions like cataracts, which is a clouding of the eye's lens and can lead to blurred vision. And it's not just the eyes. Even your immune system can take a hit. Studies have shown that overexposure to UV radiation can alter the activity and distribution of cells responsible for triggering immune responses in our bodies. So you see, it's not just about avoiding a painful sunburn. Prolonged sun exposure can lead to serious health issues, some of which may not be immediately apparent. It's a cumulative effect, the result of years, even decades of sun exposure without adequate protection. It's evident that the sun can do some serious damage, but don't worry, there are ways to protect ourselves. Stay tuned as we delve into the measures you can take to enjoy the sun safely in our next segment. So how can we enjoy the outdoors while also safeguarding our skin from the sun's harmful rays? This question is what we'll dive into in this segment. First and foremost, the use of sunscreen is highly recommended. It's the first line of defense against harmful UV rays. Not just any sunscreen will do though. It's important to use a broad-spectrum sunscreen. This means it protects against both UVA and UVB rays. And the SPF, that should be at least 30. Don't skimp on it. Apply generously and frequently, especially after swimming or sweating. Now let's not forget about protective clothing. Long sleeves, pants, and wide-brimmed hats can provide a physical barrier between the sun and your skin. Look for clothing with a UPF or ultraviolet protection factor rating. The higher the UPF, the better the protection. Sunglasses are another must-have. Not only do they protect your eyes from the sun's glare, but they also shield the delicate skin around your eyes from UV rays. When shopping for sunglasses, aim for ones that block out 99 to 100% of both UVA and UVB light. Seeking shade is a simple yet effective method of sun protection. Whether it's under a tree, umbrella, or a shade sail, it can significantly reduce your exposure to UV rays. However, keep in mind that UV rays can still reach you indirectly, so don't rely on shade alone. Lastly, be aware of the peak sun hours, typically between 10 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon. If possible, plan your outdoor activities outside these hours to minimize sun exposure. Remember, protecting your skin from the sun is not just about preventing sunburn, it's about preventing skin cancer and keeping your skin healthy. It's about enjoying the outdoors responsibly. It's about respecting the power of the sun and taking the necessary steps to protect yourself. Because at the end of the day, your skin is the only one you've got, and it's worth protecting. Let's debunk some common myths about sun exposure. We're often led astray by misconceptions, so it's crucial to separate fact from fiction. Let's dive right in. Firstly, a widespread fallacy states, you can't get sunburn on a cloudy day. This is a dangerous belief that can lead to harmful sun exposure. The truth is, up to 80% of the sun's ultraviolet rays can pass through clouds. This means that even on an overcast day, you're still exposed to the harmful effects of UV radiation, so don't skimp on the sunscreen, regardless of the weather. Next on the list of myths is, tanning beds are safe. This couldn't be further from the truth. Tanning beds emit concentrated UV radiation which can be more harmful than natural sunlight. They have been linked to an increased risk of skin cancer, including melanoma, the deadliest type of skin cancer. So, while you might crave that golden glow, remember that tanning beds are far from a safe alternative to natural sun exposure. Lastly, we have the belief that people with darker skin don't need sunscreen. This is another misconception that can lead to severe health consequences. While it's true that melanin provides some protection against sunburn, it does not make one immune to the damaging effects of UV radiation. Everyone, regardless of skin color, should use sunscreen to protect their skin from UV damage. But wait, there's more. Sunscreen should be reapplied every 2 hours, or immediately after swimming or excessive sweating. And remember, sun protection isn't just about sunscreen, it's also about seeking shade during peak sun hours, and wearing protective clothing, including hats and sunglasses. Knowledge is power. Now that you know the facts, you can make informed decisions about sun exposure. Let's quickly recap what we've learned today about the sun's harmful effects and how to protect ourselves. We've delved deep into the power of the sun and the dangers of UV rays, which can lead to skin damage and even skin cancer. We've talked about the effects of sun exposure, from premature aging to cataracts and immune system suppression. But it's not all doom and gloom. We also explored the importance of sun protection. Whether it's wearing sunscreen, donning a hat and sunglasses, or simply seeking shade during peak hours, there are many ways to be sun smart. We've also debunked a few myths about sun exposure, reminding us all that no one is immune to the sun's rays. Remember, a little sun protection goes a long way. Be sun smart, and please don't forget to subscribe for more informative videos like this one. The content of this video is for informational purposes only and is not intended to be used as a substitute for professional medical diagnosis, advice, or treatment.